So when it comes to precision mold making, quality inspection is pretty much everything.
Yes.
And I know Solution Tools has a lot of inspection equipment and a strategy. So why don't we dig into that? So why don't you tell me a little bit about, let's start with the Zeiss. Let's start with the analyzer and the 3D scanner. And talk about how has that improved the mold validation process?
So for the CT scanner and the 3D scanner, which we call the surface scanner, for all the pieces that we validate, we put them through either the surface scanner or the CT. Usually we like to use the CT scanner more because it's based on X-rays. So we get every single detail. We get everything on the surface and also within inside of the piece. So if there's like some trapped gas inside of the piece, we can look at it and see it immediately. And then from there, go back to the process, adjust it as needed, and to get rid of that trapped gas inside. Also, if there's like some flashes on the piece itself that we can't see with the naked eye, we can see it with the CT scan as well. So basically everything that we run through validation, we run it through both scanners or either or to make sure that everything's within tolerance and everything's working properly.
So talk about the training of the employees that work with that equipment. How is that worked in?
Well, with the training, for example, the Six Sigma training, that helps a lot with our customers because it gives us like a more sense of trust. Because they tell us, for example, we have a customer recently that he was telling us we need this kind of analysis, we need a QAP analysis, and sometimes, like I've seen it, that the customer is saying, oh, we need this, 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 and the provider doesn't know what they're talking about. So with this training, our engineers, they know exactly what each of the customers is talking about. So they can, even our employees, they can say, oh, for this analysis, let's say a QAP, you're going to need this requirements, this requirements, this requirements. Does that fit for your standards? Talking to the customer. And I've seen it that the customer, after hearing that our engineers know what they're talking about, it gives them more trust in us. It gives them like, okay, you know what you're doing, I leave this project to you.
That's what do you call it? Priceless, right?
Yes.
But you're building that trust and that confidence that you will take care of them. That's all part of that quality. So let's segue a little bit to the training. I know there's also training methods. I'm not familiar with all these, but Six Sigma obviously. Then there's QFD Blitz. Is that one? And then TRIZ. Can you talk about that training?
For us, we only use Six Sigma training and also just training itself on the analysis of what the CT scanner provides. And usually with that, the customer is more than happy to hear that we have that training, that certifications as well. So that helps a lot with putting trust, getting the trust from the customer itself.
Do you think, I know you said to me earlier about the area that Solution Tools is in, is what you have inspection-wise, how is that a differentiator in the area?
Well, from what we've heard and what information we've gathered is that we're the only ones that have a CT scanner in-house that we can use for whatever we need. We use it for our reverse engineering as well, for our validation of the products that we validate there in our shop. We've had some other customers come to us only to use the CT scanner. They say they know or they find out that we have it. They send us pieces we need, dimensional reports of these 500 pieces. Okay, there's no problem. Since we have the equipment, it facilitates everything so much quicker.
So that's almost a separate business, right?
Coming in.
How much of that work comes in versus like the tool building?
To be honest, sometimes it oversaturates us with the dimensional reports, the CT scan, the reverse engineering. Sometimes we get a little oversaturated, so it's bringing a lot of business to us.
That's wonderful. How difficult is it, or what are the considerations when you decide to bring that technology in-house versus contracting that service out, right? Like, have somebody else do it.
Sometimes it's difficult because for analysis or dimensional reports, we're looking for a specific thing. And sometimes when we send it, if we send it out, the provider, the external provider, they're not going to know what we're looking for, or the exact thing that we're looking for. So that's why we decided to get the CT scanners. That way we have it in-house, and we can play with it. We can work whatever needs to be done, and we can look for that little detail that we were looking for. Instead of going back and forth, losing time in that communication, we can just
time
work.
Is money, right?
Exactly. So we can work everything there in-house.
That makes sense. All right, how do you combine the MoldX 3D simulation and that X-ray analysis?
So every time we get a new tool to fabricate, we go through the mold flow analysis first to see how the pieces, final product is going to behave. There's going to have sink marks, some burn marks if it needs to be cooled in certain areas. So after we run that mold flow analysis, we keep it, we analyze it, and then we wait for the final product. Once the final product is, the mold is fabricated and we validate in our facility, we go through the CT scanner, and then we do a comparison between the mold flow analysis and the CT scan. We compare both of them and see what issues we were expecting from the mold flow. And then from there, we get the product, we get the information from the CT scanner, and then we confirm if the issue is there or not. And if it is, well, we were expecting that, we can go back to the mold, work it, and then validate again. Usually what we do, also we do a part-to-part comparison. So we take the physical piece, we take the 3D piece that the customer provides, and also the mold flow analysis. So all that information, we compare it to make sure that everything is within tolerance. Of course, sometimes there's unexpected warpage that wasn't included in the mold flow, and that's when we go to the customer and say, look, we present everything. We present everything. We're totally transparent with all the information, and that's where we leave it up to the customer to say, you know what, it's perfect like that. Leave those flashes or leave that little warpage. It doesn't affect the product. Okay, perfect. If it does, well, we can go back to either the process or the mold itself to adjust the steel.
Wow, very collaborative. And I like the transparency too.
Yes, we try to be as transparent as we can, because that way we also get more trust from the customer, and it's way easier to work that way.
Yeah.
That way there's nothing, no one's hiding anything. There's total transparency between the customer and provider.
All right, last but not least, what is on your wish list? Like, is there a piece of inspection equipment or software or some technology that you want to have?
Right now our goal is to expand.
Okay. Expand the shop?
The shop and get more equipment. The reason is because right now we see all the molds that we have, they're I'm going to be honest, they're in the middle of the shop floor. Okay. We're making right now a storage facility behind our building so that everything there goes into storage, and will be open for more equipment. And also we're trying to update our facility as well. More office space, more equipment space. So
I love it.
Right now we're in the process of acquiring land next to us as well. So our injection molding department, it's going to grow. It's already growing. About 2-3 weeks ago, we got more injection molders. So right now the company is growing quickly.
Is the molding side growing more quickly than the tool building side?
As of right now, yes, because all the molds that we get, we just send them to validation, and sometimes we create like oversaturation of the machines. We used to only have 4. Now we have 6.
Okay.
4 of them, they run similar tonnage, and we also have a micro injection molder and a vertical injection molder.
Micro injection molder.
So we're expanding a lot in each department. Right now, since we have a lot of work for injection molding and also the QC department.
Okay.
So right now we're concentrating on expanding to getting more equipment and also more personnel.
That was going to be my next question. So you're planning on hiring.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about Solution Tools' strategy for finding people?
Oh, for finding people, right now it's a little bit of word of mouth, because right now not a lot of people either study this or look into going into injection molding. But since we're right now we also have a Juarez facility.
Okay.
And in that facility, Dr. Luna is in charge of that facility, and he's also working on giving classes. So from there, the classes that he gives, we can either give them some internships in our facility.
Perfect.
And then if they want to stay, well, that works for us. And if they want to go follow something else, that's perfectly fine as well.
That is the key way to do it, is to partner with education.
Yes.
And to help even with the curriculum of that training, so you're getting exactly the girls and guys that you want, right? Excellent.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Isai, for sharing your insights, and let's stay in touch as you expand so we can continue your story.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
No problem.